Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 2nd of July. My name's Philip Kingston. I say it again, no Gary, I'm going to cut you off. The 2nd of July, Gary, which means we're 2 days in to the financial year of 2019-2020. Now you can introduce yourself.
I can get a word in. Thank you, Gary Peer. Good to be on the show with you, Phil. It's all happening out there in the new financial year.
Well,
it's happening. It's happening.
It has to happen.
It has happened. It has to happen.
I'm going to hand on heart now just tell you that the financial year for 2018-2019 for real estate agents was anus horribilis.
Is that right?
If that's the way it's described.
It doesn't sound very good.
I'm not sure the first word was correct.
I'm not sure either.
Although I am hurting there as a result of the financial year.
Anyway, I've got an aspiration for this year, for this financial year, Philip.
To be profitable.
I want to pay tax this year. That's what I'd like to. Phil,
I must say, Gary, that was the thing that was reframed for us. That late June, the accountant said to us, look, you might think you've had a terrible year, but the good news is your tax bill's gone down.
Exactly,
and I thought to myself, well, I've had to get rid of I had to cancel my new Lamborghini purchase.
What a shame.
I had to get rid of the yacht that was on purchase.
Things are hard
and my
for
private island's been repossessed by the sheriff.
Things are tough out there for you, Phil. I'm sure there's a lot of people crying for you out there right now. How about the weekend, though? Let's just get straight into it before we get on to the Logies, because that's something else again. Before we do that, how about the weekend? 74%.
All I can say is wow.
74%, Phil, which is pretty good. So well done to the industry, but we have smashed it again with an 80% clearance rate. And hey, Phil, how about some of the results? I mean, with Kent Grove.
Okay, well,
now,
let's go straight to the
let's just
biggest
go to Kent
action.
Grove. I mean, here we are. People, the cynics will say, well, you don't know what you're talking about because we've got
maybe we don't.
It's possible, Philip. But we had an we actually lifted the
price
guide.
Hang on a second, viewers. We've got it on screen behind us at the moment. This is a single-story villa
very nice.
in Kent Grove, which is a great street.
Yes.
One of only two. The rear property.
Was.
Good property. Good property.
Great
It's
property.
not as though we haven't sold half a dozen of them
Phil,
before.
You're right.
So what was the quote range, Gary?
Well, we thought we might get somewhere around 1,213, Philip.
Yes.
We had a reserve in that sort of range.
Yes.
We increased the range because it was popular.
Yes.
Lo and behold, Philip, we've gone and sold it for $1,820,000.
Hang on a second,
Now,
viewers.
I've got to say,
I think we need more facts here,
That's
Gary.
crazy, yeah.
So I've gone to the vendors before we start the auction to wish them good luck and to confirm the reserve price.
Yes, you have.
And they've confirmed the reserve price is $1,250,000.
Yep.
So I go out.
Yep.
Big crowd of people. We'll have some footage coming shortly.
Yes.
Big crowd of people.
We could have it behind us, Philip, in our screen.
Well, we could, and we might.
And
now,
we should.
I'm just not going to look behind
Why
us.
isn't
It may well be there.
Look, we're right in the middle of the auction now.
So,
it's all
Gary,
happening.
first bid. I call for bids.
Yep.
Normally we struggle to get an opening bid.
That's right.
We had a buyer's advocate that came out of the blocks hard
with
an opening bid that matched the reserve price.
Yep, exactly right.
Essentially,
we're on the market.
First bid, we're on the market. It just was like an unstoppable roller coaster from that moment on.
If you think we don't know what we're doing or talking about, you may well be correct, but that did run away. It was a runaway train, Phil. As was
I think the positive spin for that, though, Gary, the positive spin is when we don't know what we're doing, we always get more than what we thought we would get.
Thankfully, Philip, we do, and we did, and it was a very unique and unusual situation, Philip. It was a runaway train. It was unprecedented, I've got to say, and congratulations to the buyer, who's very happy that he's bought it.
We sold this this property, for effectively full brand new replacement cost. Okay, so if a builder wanted to buy that block of land today, their cost price on building that brand new would be the price that we've sold it for.
Still boring.
Still
a boring point.
So this is the key, viewers.
Go have a cup of tea. Come back in a minute.
When there is a highly desirable piece of real estate,
2 sugars.
Buyers are more than happy to come out and absolutely perform, because if you think about it, if you didn't buy that one on Sunday, Gary, it's not like you can walk up the street, round the corner and buy another one.
Now you've got some relevancy there, Philip, because it's a matter of that there's so little on the market, and it was a unique offering, Philip, and those two combinations and that position and the pent-up demand, Philip, I just took it through the roof.
Just caught myself, Gary, then doing something that my wife, who is probably a number one viewer of GPTV, she said, Philip, you can't look at
that way she gets to see you every week, at least once a week.
This is what she said to me. She said, you can't look at the camera while you're talking and roll my eyes.
Yeah, thanks very much for that. I appreciate it. You should be looking at me and rolling your eyes at me, not the camera. Phil, we also have another property in Mamara Road.
Mamara?
Where
is Mamara, Gary? Because
Mamara Drive.
I've got to tell you.
I did say as the auctioneer at Mamara Drive, Philip, and it would be good if we have got the auction scene behind us so we can be in the auction, Phil. But at Mamara Drive, Philip, I said that if we had to depend on sales of Mamara Drive to make a living, we'd be pretty stuck and stiff. Philip, it is a little street that runs off Elm, which runs off Nepean Highway on that side of the Garden Vale / Brighton side of Elsternwick, Philip. Anyway,
so the cynics, by the way, viewers, this is Car Yard City along there. So Elm runs off Nepean Highway, which is right in the middle of
I reckon it's good to have
the Holden dealership, the Ford dealership, the Toyota dealership, right along there. So you're right in the middle of the car yard, and you've got a train line backing onto you.
Close to transport.
So
I like that.
One wouldn't say that was the most sought after address.
And
yet you had, Gary, how many buyers did you have?
I think we had 6 or 7 bidders for that, Philip, so for more than $100,000 over the reserve price, another popular one. So we've been saying on the show, sell in winter because there's not much around, Philip, and this is evidence of it. 80% clearance, and also, must add, we did sell a few other properties like Murray Road, Murray Street we passed in last week. We sold it. We sold a few before auction.
Road.
Sold another couple before and after auction. So the market, we called it, having bounced back, and it looks like it has.
Gary, I want to talk about something that we talked about in our sales meeting yesterday.
We did. We talked about the Mighty Blues defeating Freo with 20 seconds to go. How exciting was that game, Phil? How did Melbourne go on the weekend?
Melbourne were fabulous for 3 quarters. So Melbourne Football Club only plays 3 quarters, and they are agitating now the AFL to reduce from 4 quarters to 3 quarters.
Exactly right.
Because 3 quarters, we could win the premiership if it was 3 quarters.
Exactly. So we face off.
We are pushing that. Yes,
we face off on
Melbourne plays Carlton at the MCG.
Who's going to win that?
Sunday. So unfortunately, on current form,
you couldn't tip us. Surely.
Well, you have to tip you because on current form, if you look at Melbourne and you look at Carlton on current form,
we've got some exciting news, got some exciting guests. But how about
Go on.
Everything that's happening here, which is exciting, we're going to introduce some special guests in a minute, everything has been eclipsed by the most exciting thing that's ever happened in Australia, and that is the Logies, Philip. Tommy G winning the Logies.
Love that guy.
Firstly, I've got to say, I think it's a win for GPTV. Do you know, when someone like that wins, because here we are, week in, week out, taking the P out of each other, the P out of each other.
We take the piss out of each other.
We make lighthearted, we laugh, we enjoy life,
We're
Philip.
politically incorrect.
We are politically incorrect. We skate on the edge, Philip. And of course, in this world of political correctness, here is Tommy Gleeson.
Oh, you don't even know. Tommy Gleeson.
Gleeson. Mixed up with Gleeson. Tom Gleeson, who has won the Logie, bagged the Logie, bagged the competition, bagged himself, bagged everybody there, and said, why don't you all just chill the hell out. But
say it and we'll beep it out.
Just why don't you just chill the F out? And everybody has sort of been stunned. He's gone up there with a glass of wine. And I've got to say that, this country has been made with larrikins, people that can self-depreciate, laugh at themselves. And I don't think we should ever change that, Philip, because Australia is a nation
the unique,
that knows
the larrikin culture, Gary.
But we know how to have a laugh. Yeah. We like rebellion. We like challenging authority. We like doing all those incorrect things. So let's not change that. As long as we're not doing anything crazily illegal or dangerous, let's just have fun and enjoy life, Philip. Because there's people who've got health problems, there's people who've got financial problems, people got psychological problems. Let's just enjoy life and laugh like Tom G did. I think it's fantastic.
So in the age of political correctness,
which wiped out the footy show.
Tommy Gleeson not only did he manipulate the data,
proudly, and was proud of it,
and publicly said, "I'm going to manipulate Grant Denyer winning." He pulled that one off, and then he says, "I'm going to go all out. I'm going to manipulate the data, and I'm going to manipulate the data so I win." And
then I'm going to laugh. So he laughed at Waleed. He laughed at all of those serious people who were artists, and he just had a great time. That's the best.
2 years running, he's manipulated the data.
Is that wrong to love that?
No, I love it too. But 2 years he's manipulated the data, which means the whole Logie choosing the whole voting system has actually been thrown under the bus.
Absolutely.
If he can do it two
Absolutely.
years running.
And now, he said that it'll probably go off to tell he's denigrated the whole show, the whole meaning of the Logies. But the meaning is entertainment.
So
that was entertainment.
I've got the best idea because it just came to me.
Okay.
I reckon if Tom Gleeson's any good, right?
Yep.
He can manipulate the voting for us to win one of the categories. Let's actually see if we can enlist him to see whether we can win a category.
GPTV,
next
exactly
year's
right.
Logie Awards.
I wouldn't hold my breath for that, Philip. I don't think it's going to sink quite that low as he sinks to create a bit of humour and laughter. Phil,
Gary, we've talked about the Logies.
Now, we've got a couple of auctions this weekend. There's only two. We'll just review them quickly. So, Philip, this weekend, just the two auctions to review on Saturday morning.
Middle of winter school holidays, Gary. That is the reason that we have very few auctions this weekend.
Not because we're on the nose as a real estate agent. People don't want to employ us.
There'll be plenty of agents right across Victoria, Gary, with no auctions.
Well, we're probably the only agents
we're leading the charge.
Not in Europe, although
Come on,
this
Gary,
year.
what are we reviewing?
Maybe there's not that many away. Philip, we are going more like Phillip Island. Philip, let's move into it. Glen Huntly Road. Leo Samuel is the auctioneer for this wonderful property. Take us through it. 2 bedrooms, 2 beautiful bathrooms, a car space, Gary, wrap-around balconies. This is as good as it gets. Love this property, love the location, love the price range. That's Saturday's auctions, Philip. That's it. 8 auctioneers, I think now. We'll talk about that in a minute. But that's it. That's the whole Saturday. And the whole Sunday, Philip, what are you doing on Sunday?
Oh, hang on. You've missed Ardoc, haven't you, Gary?
What are you doing on Sunday? No, I haven't missed it all. I'm coming into it. What are you doing on Sunday, Philip?
I'm not sure what I'm doing on
You're
Sunday.
not doing anything on Sunday, Philip, because I'm doing the only auction. That's in Ardoc. Philip, how good is that Ardoc property?
Ardoc is the most incredible development, Gary. And we've said this on GPTV before. If you've never seen Ardoc, just go and have a look at it. Take your checkbook as well, just in case you get the urge to bid and buy. But ultimately, what a great property.
Could sell before auction, Philip. 5 at 10 at Ardoc. Jeremy Rosen's with his team there, with Daniel Mickmucker. We are looking forward to, I'm looking forward to auctioning at 11:30 if it runs.
Gary, second day of the financial year. And at Gary Peer and Associates viewers, we are always known for doing something new each year. But we're not just talking about calendar years, because clearly we're halfway through 19, but we're talking about financial years. So what have we done this year? So many changes within this organisation. It's so exciting. Tell you more about that later. But we've got massive news, Gary. This is a transformational deal that has been done.
Is the most exciting thing that's happened in real estate in Australia, perhaps the world, in the last 50 years.
Well, I've got to tell you, Gary, short of the World Wide Web, which was pretty impressive for real estate, this is huge.
If you think the Logies was big, this is nothing compared to what we've got to talk about right now. Do we have a quick break and introduce our special guest, Philip?
Let's do that.
Okay. So, Philip, we have for many, many weeks now been teasing the viewers, teasing the public, Philip.
You are a tease, aren't you?
Well, you teased when I was away. You said there's a big announcement next week, and it was too early. You were a bit premature.
No, the big announcement was that you were coming back from holidays.
Well, that was one big announcement, but there's a bigger announcement, Philip, and that is that we've got some very special guests joining us today. And life will never be the same, Philip, because this is
a transformational announcement, Gary.
It is, Philip. Shall we get that screen to go up, Philip?
Let's get the green screen up.
Shall we get our special guests in?
Well, I think let's just wait for the green screen to
have a moment of pause
slightly.
Okay.
Because this is a transformational announcement, but let's introduce our new
guests. How about those blues?
Let's
introduce our new guests. We have Anthony Lee.
David.
And we also have David Thompson,
Anthony,
who have joined the team, Gary Peer and Associates. It is so good to have Anthony and also David here, who have been part of Thompson's for how many years is it now?
29 years, Gary.
33 years.
33 years. So we've got, that's 60-something years of experience. So thankfully...
29 and 32, fantastic.
Yeah, that's a long time. So directors of Thompson's who have been part of the Thompson's Murray and been a crew together with Felicity, and of course a big team for many, many years. Indeed. And of course good friends of mine and of our companies for a long time. And of course they've been great colleagues, part of the Property Profile group of which we belong, but mostly more exciting than anything is that they're now part of the Gary Peer Network. So thank you for being involved and coming on board. How's it feeling for you both?
Oh, it's exciting times ahead, guys. It's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
David, how you feeling? Yeah, how you feeling? Good?
Yeah.
Now, David, your main role, core role, is auctioning, selling, and of course you're going to be now in the Koonang Road office with our sales team.
With Lior,
providing some inspiration. You also have a sales agent who's been with you for many years, Dan, who's coming along?
Dan Dyson will be down there with me in Carnegie.
Fantastic. Well, we might have a shot of Dan to put on the screen.
We can do that, Gary. Just interested, Thompson's is a company that was started by your father.
That's correct.
What year was that?
1965.
Wow. And I thought you were old, Gary.
Exactly.
But,
1965, you were about 15 then, Phil, I think, in 1965. Yeah.
Not true.
So there you go. Now, tell us a bit of a history about Thompson's, because this is a milestone in the Thompson's. It's not the end of an era, it's the start of a new era. But tell us a little bit about the history of Thompson's, because it's been around for a long time.
We started, Gary, back in the Carlton area in 1933.
Wow.
And purchased a real estate business there that dated all the way back to 1878.
Wow.
So if you look at the numbers, 140 years last year.
That's incredible.
So quite significant.
And your father, George Thompson, is still alive and well and engaged in property?
He is very much alive and well, doing very nicely.
Which is fantastic. Anthony, your role at Thompson's has been more property management than sales. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Because it's been a big role.
Yes, no, look, we manage a very large portfolio of properties in the Murrumbeena, Carnegie, McKinnon, Ormond area, and outside into St Kilda and Bentley and all around. So it's been a very, very busy office there, and very excited to join Gary Pear's Associates offices and be able to utilise the St Kilda office and the Bentley office. And our staff are coming together, and Carnegie staff are coming together, and I'm at Murrumbeena office where I've always been, and looking forward to still being able to see the same people come in to see me at the same time. So it's new changes, but also a lot of things staying the same and business as usual.
And perfect synergies, because if you think about it, with our office in Carnegie, it goes Carnegie, Murrumbeena and our Bentley office.
Indeed,
that really makes us a very powerful force, whether it be the sales or property management, for actually bringing our resources and our skill base and merging them with yours. It really gives us real depth in our push down that way.
It's been quite funny how it's come together, because you weren't really looking to move, we weren't really looking to move, but it just sort of happened. And I guess the fact that we've been part of a network for many years and we've been friends for many years, we all felt comfortable working together. And I guess over the years we've done a few deals together, we've referred a few people, we've had clients, but I think the reality is we've both got both companies and all of us have got a very similar focus around business. You've been part of a boutique brand that's been very customer focused and very much about the customer experience, and so have we. And I suppose that's how, I guess, it feels so right, doesn't it, really?
Well, we've had great respect for Lior, especially at Carnegie. He's been probably our most immediate person that we deal with and know and respect and competed against in the past, and now we're as one. So it's really fantastic. I'm really excited about it.
And it brings a total team in the office as part of the Gary Pear brand. How many in the office currently?
We've got about 9 property managers at our office.
Yep. So plus all the associated admin people.
Admin and staff, and so yes, there's a decent team there, and with Pip and the team there as well together, it's going to be pretty exciting.
So if you're a Thompson's client, how's life going to change for you if you're a Thompson's client, if you're Thompson's landlord, for example?
There's not going to be many changes at all. I mean, a lot of people will be dealing with the same people that they've been dealing with for many, many years. But also with the resources of St Kilda and Bentley, we've managed significant property in Bentley and St Kilda, so it's actually going to work out really well for a lot of our clients, I think. Really good.
David, we're very excited to have you, because you're well known as an auctioneer in that area. In fact, you've been living, breathing and auctioning in that whole area for 30 odd years. So you become one of our 8 auctioneers. Great to have a person of your experience.
Thank you.
Are you on deck?
Exciting.
Are you on deck to be auctioning for? I mean, if somebody from any of our office lists something in Carnegie or Murrumbeena or Huntley or anywhere, are you up for auctioning for us and for them?
Gary, absolutely, no doubt whatsoever.
Thank you.
Very, very happy.
Thank you. Well, we're excited. We're excited about that. We've been obviously admiring you as not only as an operator and as a person, but also as an auctioneer over the years. So it's great to be able to have you available to do auctions for our clients as well. And you can join Philip and myself and Lior and all of our other auctioneers. We certainly have a lot of fun. Now, football teams, very important here. You're a St Kilda supporter, so you're going to have a bit of support in the office there.
Bombers.
The Bombers, well, he's going to join Leon and Darren, and there's a few.
No Melbourne supporters, no Carlton supporters. It's all good, Gary.
We haven't recruited that well on that basis, have we? So we're looking forward to the
Looking forward to kicking goals together, Gary, to just use that football segue.
As part of the team. Your property managers stay on board, your salespeople stay on board. We have extra resources, extra depth, and extra opportunities for all of our clients to enjoy dealing with us. So thank you for being part of it. We're really excited to have you here.
As are we.
And have you as part of it. And I know all of our team's buzzing, and certainly if you are a Thompsons and or Gary Peer client, you are now as one, and get the resources of the experience of these gentlemen and their team, and also our team. So that's something we're really excited about. So it's the next step, the next part of the journey for all of us. So
to you and your team, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yes.
Great to have Anthony and David here. Look out for them. You'll be seeing and hearing plenty from them and of them. And we look forward to the next steps of the journey of our businesses moving forward together.
Gary, doesn't get much bigger than that. That's transformational, really.
That's transformational, Philip. It's so exciting, and we're coming together with all of our resources and experience, and I think everyone's a winner. I think the companies are a winner, the clients are a winner, buyers, sellers, landlords, tenants.
Do you know what? Let's focus on the clients, Gary. This is great for the clients because the more resources that we can bring to every transaction, whether it be property management, whether it be sales, and the most important component, other than the client, is the team that Thompsons bring to.
There's no question.
The merging of that team. Because one of the things that we've noticed as we got bigger and we were able to add more to our staff engagement. There's no questions that the benefit of being larger means more staff engagement, more staff training. I think it's really exciting for them.
Well, I've got to say also, Philip, as a young guy going, in my teens through, in my 20s, 30s, G.A. Thompson was always a company that was incredibly successful, incredibly respected, unbelievably ethical, and to think that we're joining with them is such a great thrill for us because they really are a company that's always been admirable, admired and respected.
And they've got deep relationships through that area. And one of the things that we've known over our journey is we're quite an aggressive company. But one of the things aggressive in a positive way, but one of the things that you can't buy is time with building up relationships.
Absolutely. You can't buy a reputation, Philip. You've got to earn it and establish it.
You do,
and Thompsons have done a great job of that.
Progress.
We're a work in progress. They've already arrived there many years ago, and it's great to have them involved with us and our clients.
So that's office number 7, Gary. We open in Murrumbina Road. Well, we've technically opened, although the branding hasn't changed.
When are you going to get those signs up?
So they're working furiously. So stay tuned in Murrumbina Road. You'll see the Thompson signage come down.
It's so
the Gary
funny.
Peer signage go up.
It's so funny when you change, the receptionist says, hello, G.A. Thompson. Next morning it's like, hello, Gary Peer. You've got to get used to the change. It's all those little things.
How are they answering the phone? Has it gone straight to Gary Peer?
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah, I think it has gone straight to Gary Peer.
There's going to be a lot of hang-ups.
I know, a lot of people go, I don't know who those guys are. I didn't want to speak to Gary Peer. Anyway, it's very exciting, and it's big news. It's a big milestone in the company. So congratulations to Leo Samuel, who really, I suppose, has got the most incredible responsibility now because he's got a lot more business in the local area.
It's a big load for him to carry, but it's also carried by Leon Gusenfitter from our Bentley office, and also from the St Kilda, because there's a lot of St Kilda properties that are now going to be managed more locally through our St Kilda office. And I think that's one of the great things about having multiple locations is that we can be direct hands-on across all of this property management.
Also, it might be interesting to know, this has been going on for 18 months and everything that's been planned around this has been meticulously planned as a client's first exercise. Where are the clients going to be best managed for? Who's going to be best to look after them? Who's going to be best to take it forward? So it's very, very exciting.
So you've been looking after this for 18 months, Gary. So if anything goes wrong, you've had 18 months to nail this. And if anything goes wrong, what should I be saying to you?
Well,
you needed more time?
Well, I thought you might let me have the next 18 months off, Philip. It's been an exhausting 18 months, and I haven't had a holiday for a long time. I'm pretty much due, I would have thought.
Speaking of that, shout out to the team behind the initial team, of which is you and Kylie and Leor and the team.
Leanne and Jenny.
But a special shout out to all of the people in our admin side that were furiously putting this deal together.
Our accountant, Mark, has been busy.
It is kind of massive.
It has been.
Gary, that's a big week in GPTV. It's an incredible way to start the new financial year. And yes, Tom Gleeson, you just keep being politically incorrect.
We love you for it. Absolutely. That's a big wrap on GPTV in this July, the earliest possible July edition. My name is Gary Peer.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous start to the new financial year.